Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mr. Mike, and welcome back to the Game Raiders. And in today's special episode of the talk show, I have here 3 new people. Well, 1 new person. 2 people who have been on the channel before. I am joined by Alex, Jacob, and the other Alex. But you can call him whatever you want. I don't know. Get a nickname. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so we will be talking about something. Oh yeah, that's right.
And the Poltergeist!
Yep. We're gonna be talking about their...
That was literally the best thing ever.
Come out on Netflix. Be ready.
Yep, we're gonna talk about their, talk show.
The new greatest you're going
Or
to make.
not talk show, just show, in general. Anyways,
Subscribe.
Alex...
Be ready, everybody.
Yes. But before we begin, be sure to like and subscribe to the Game Raiders and destroy that bell icon to get notified whenever I upload more videos. It's free. You can blow something up for free. Who doesn't want that? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, Alex, care to elaborate what this thing is?
Well,
Alright,
as much as I think Jacob has the best description for the priest, the pacifist, and the poltergeist.
Please, elaborate.
Jacob, what do you do?
I'm eating. Okay. So, hear me out. A good pacifist and a good poltergeist. Like it's in every movie. You always have that one priest who's so scared and he comes in with his little exorcist kit. You have the one pacifist who's like, the ghost isn't that bad. And then you have the poltergeist who's scaring everybody. And it's great.
Also the van.
But
Don't worry,
in me and my friend's infinite wisdom that we obviously have, in case you can't tell, we made a show that's even better. Okay? You ready? So, a priest, a pacifist, and a poltergeist team up to steal a hamburger from Dairy Queen, a cross-country trip to deliver it to the President of the United States, which then they end up finding out is the evil villain Haon, who's been haunting them this entire mission. Now, he is not the poltergeist, but, you know, still scary. There he goes now. No, but anyways. So, you may ask, how does this all go down? Of course, you would have to watch the show in order to understand. And you have to understand this one thing. It's gonna be so dumb. It's gonna be amazing. Who doesn't just love a stupid TV show? Because I sure do. At
Jacob,
what?
can we go on and explain which character or choice of us and say a little about ourselves?
Alright, well, first off, I am the poltergeist. And you really won't see me in much of the show, considering that poltergeists aren't usually seen. Instead, what you'll most likely see is just a white bed sheet with 2 eyes cut out in the circles for the eyes. Now, our good friend Alex Fife there is going to be the pacifist. He can tell you about that, and Mr. Alex Libert up there is going to be the priest. So anyways, Fife, your turn to talk about yourself.
So, I'm the pacifist. I was once a serial killer, but I changed my ways and decided that I was no longer gonna hurt anything. So, how I get into the van with the priest and the poltergeist?
Okay, stop. This is gonna go on for a pretty long time, so your good friend Mr. Mike is gonna take the liberty to speed it up for you and do a, well, speed run of it. Here you go, talking about this odd show that they came up with. Let's begin. Yes, it's a very interesting plot. And if you want to go see their adventures or something, go to your local movie theater and look for the movie in cinemas. It will be premiering never. And if you actually go to your local cinema, based on my words... Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of movie theaters, I'm gonna pull a plot twist on you all. And reveal the actual plot of today's talk show episode. Today, ladies and gentlemen, hold on, let me recline. Oh, hold on, that's too much. Okay, there. We are going to be talking about video game movies. And the reason is because I recently went out and I watched the brand new Super Mario Bros. Movie. And... What?
What if I haven't seen it?
Too bad. We're just going to talk about them in general, so that doesn't matter.
What about the original Super Mario movie?
Oh, you mean this? I was about to hold it upside down. Yes.
Do you have it on DVD?
Yes, I do. It's right
Why
there.
would you have that?
Read it. It's backwards, but it says the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
You should burn that.
Nah, I'm saving it for one opportunity to finally watch it, and then I will burn it. We've lost a man. Ba ba ba. Anyways. So we're going to be talking about today video games in movie culture. And throughout the years, we have had many instances of video games in movie culture. As you can see there, just one example.
Some that probably shouldn't have been made.
Yes! Well, I mean, what were they thinking whenever they made these things? I don't know if you can actually see them, but those are supposed to be the Mushroom Koopa guys. They're just guys with little tiny heads.
Oh.
And they look terrifying. So, yeah, I just don't know what they were thinking with that one. But, we're talking about the subject. What?
Your camera turned off.
No, it didn't. I'm still here.
Wait, no. He's right. Your camera turned off.
Hold on, let me look at this. This is blasphemy! I'm right here! What the heck?
No, it's off.
Okay, that... No! I am not being fooled on my own talk show. No.
It turned off. I don't see you.
You turned off, Noah.
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm not sure what you're seeing.
Hold on, perhaps I should make an extremely loud noise with the microphone, which will damage some eardrums.
Hey, you're back.
Thank
you.
you.
I see you. You're back.
Thank you very much. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so, if you didn't know, the Super Mario Bros. Movie just came out in theaters, and I went to go watch it a night after the premiere. How was it?
I don't know. Is it good?
It was okay. It wasn't, like, groundbreaking or anything, like, super in-depth, like, for example, the new Puss in Boots movie, The Last Wish. Like that one. I know, you guys probably haven't seen that one, but you've more than likely heard of the praise that it has gotten. Like, a lot of praise.
Shrek 5.
What?
They're making Shrek 5.
I know, and
Really?
That's interesting. Shrek 5.
Right.
Yeah, I hope it's good. Shrek 5.
As long as it's better than Shrek 3.
I really hope so. I really hope so. Otherwise, DreamWorks is... That won't be nice. Anyways, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, despite the fact that it is mid and it has been criticized a lot by critics, it has like a 50-something% on Rotten Tomatoes, yet despite this, the audience reviews are sky high. It's got a 96% audience reviews, which, that's high. And the critics' reviews are just low, which, this could be just another case of, like, you know, critics are low, viewers are high, and stuff like that, like it was with, oh my gosh, one of the newer Star Wars sequels had, like, reviews on Rotten Tomatoes where it was like, the critics were high, but the audience was low, and then the audience was high, but the critics were low. Yes.
Last Jedi.
Yeah.
That was horrible.
Yeah, and that's just the things with movies. You sometimes have your classic, like for instance Toy Story. It has a near 100% score for both critics and audiences, which is really impressive. Yet despite this critic drop with the Mario movie, it has quickly risen to be the #1 top-grossing animated movie of all time.
Really?
Yes. The previous record was set by, I believe, was Frozen 2 with $350 million made. And the Mario Bros. Movie beat that record within their opening weekend. And that's saying something.
That's very impressive.
That's because Japan has very big video game culture compared to the rest of the world, especially with things like Mario.
Yes. Yeah. And honestly, the movie itself, it wasn't groundbreaking or anything, it was just enjoyable. Like, the animation was really good because even though Illumination tends to pump out, you know, Illumination, if you don't know what I mean, watch the Minions movie, you will know what I mean. But, still, their animation quality is top-notch. Like, effects, light, and the models, everything, it was just spot on. And I feel like Nintendo did have a say in that sort of thing, which I'm really glad about because, like, you know, it's Illumination.
Alex, are you still on PUBG?
Yeah.
Are you watching me?
I am.
They're playing PUBG!
They're 6 alive.
He's right!
Alright, so Noah, I have a question for you.
Yes.
How did you feel about Mario not having an Italian accent?
Oh, well, see, in the beginning, whenever we saw the trailers, it was a little bit like, oh my gosh, Chris Pratt, like, what is that voice? But whenever I watched the movie, I realized it would be a tad bit annoying if we just had the "let's go" and the super heavy Italian accent for an hour and 30 minutes. It would kind of start to be like, just like every waking moment you hear him like, oh my gosh, he's got to the peach or something like that. And you hear that for like, I don't know, there were some scenes that went on for like 10 minutes. You would hear that voice for 10 minutes straight. It would kind of drive you a tiny bit insane. But I believe that they did change the voice a little bit to make Chris Pratt, like, lean a little bit more into the Italian thing. But it was still Chris Pratt. And out of all the voice acting talents, by the way, Jack Black, phenomenal. He did an amazing job with Bowser. I think the most disappointing was Chris Pratt as Mario. Because, not to say that Chris Pratt is a bad voice actor, but it wasn't just his role. He kept switching between this Italian, and then he went back to, like, normal Chris Pratt voice. It was just weird. Like, he would subtly switch in between the two, like, things. And I didn't really notice it my first time watching, but then I kind of revisited a few scenes on YouTube and stuff, and I was just like, it sounds a little bit off.
So on a scale of 1 to 10 hot salami sandwiches, what would you give it?
I'd give it a solid 7.9 out of 10 salami sandwiches, honestly.
Okay, so it's a pretty hot salami sandwich.
That is a pretty hot salami sandwich.
Yeah.
Although,
like 1 wood salami, freezer still.
Although I did have another gripe with the movie, which was the fact that the movie didn't really have any sort of like so for a Mario fan, this would be like a must-watch. But if you're a person who doesn't know much about the Mario universe, you won't really get a lot of stuff in this movie. You'll be kind of... well, not necessarily in the dark, because there is, you know, a story and stuff, and you'll understand it, but there were a lot of references in that movie. Like, and a lot of them I didn't even get until I went back and rewatched it. So, for the average fan, or just for the fans of Mario, I would recommend you go watch it. It's just an enjoyable experience. But for people who don't know, like, a ton about Mario, or just don't know Mario at all, which, if you're a gamer, like, what? But if you don't know Mario at all, then I'd just kind of recommend, you know, you could go see it with, like, your kids or something, if you have kids. I'm sure they'd enjoy it, but, like, it's alright. It's nothing mind-blowing.
Was it worth the money spent?
I'd say so. It was worth the money.
Okay.
So, would you go see it?
Would I go see it when?
Would you go see it again?
I would go see it again, honestly. I would. But yeah, so the Mario movie wasn't necessarily super spot on, but it did have merit, and I can respect that. Which brings us on to our next topic. We're going to drift away from the Mario movie a little bit. We talked about the Mario movie, but now we're going to talk about some of the other video game properties that are on the way, but have also been released. For instance, this next one is going to be the original Mario Bros. Movie. And one of the things about this new Mario Bros. Movie that stood out to me was that in terms of story and stuff, it was toned down. Why is that? Because of this. Now, if you haven't watched this movie, I know I haven't, but I know what it's about. It's very weird because Bowser is a human and Mario has a... on the back, Mario has a gun or something. Mario and Luigi have guns. And it was just really weird. Like, it had nothing to do with Mario except for the characters. That was, like, literally it. And, well... no, wait, Yoshi was, like, literally a raptor. That's right. Yoshi was, like, the raptor from Jurassic Park. Or, that was Yoshi. And, they were very, very... quote-unquote creative with this movie. Or with that movie. And I could see why they toned down the new Mario Bros. Movie, because I'm sure Nintendo was just like, hey, we shouldn't really, you know, like, experiment a lot with this, or go, like, above and beyond. We should just make this, you know, in a simple experience. Which is, they certainly succeeded. But I kind of wish they'd done more with it, but I understand why they didn't.
So, Noah,
Yes.
in your opinion, what do you think is the worst, like, from what you've seen or heard of, what do you think is the worst video game to movie adaptation?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I actually have two of my least, well, like, my three least favorites have to be, and number one, of course, has to go to the original Mario Bros. Movie. Sorry, but you're just not good enough. Second place has to go to, and this is probably going to surprise a lot of people, number two is going to go to the the first Sonic movie. I'm talking about the modern Sonic movies. And then third has to go to Pixels, which is another movie that they inspired off of a short film, I believe. And that one just wasn't very good. But, now you might be asking me, Mr. Mike, I can't believe you hate the original, or the first Sonic movie.
We're down.
We're down another person. Was it something I said? Was it something I said? Well, welcome back, I guess.
I think it's because of what you said about the Sonic movie.
But you might be asking, Mr. Mike, why do you hate the Sonic movie? Simple. I haven't really watched the first Sonic movie. I've watched parts of it. So take this with a pinch of salt. But from what I saw in the overviews I watched, I felt that the Sonic movie, it characterized, or it went on like tropes of like, oh my gosh, this character is in real life or something like that, which is what a lot of video game movies like to do. They like to, there's this genre that they like to go off of, or this specific like, plot where it's like, oh my gosh, the video games have come into real life, or we've gone into the video game, like Jumanji did. And that movie was good, although it's kind of based off a board game, which has been adapted into video games, but you get it. It wasn't, and with the Sonic movie, it was just like, I felt that it had resemblance to like Alvin and the Chipmunks and stuff like that, which I never really liked those movies as much. I just felt that they were just kind of, oh my gosh, they're in real life and stuff, and that's about it. And with the Sonic 2 movie, they kind of, they expanded upon the plot, they added new characters, and overall, Sonic 2 was a much more enjoyable experience than Sonic 1. But I felt that Sonic 1 was just, I don't know, it was just very cliche in a way, to me.
Hold up. We're backing up a minute. You're telling me you did not like the Alvin and the Chipmunks movies?
Not all of them. I didn't like the first one.
Okay.
I don't, and then like I think Alvin and the Chipmunks 2, I did like that one, but, and then whenever they kept going on, I just felt that they just kind of got boring, and it's like I didn't like the first one, and then I liked a couple after that, and then the rest of them are just like, nah. So, the other Alex is leaving us for dead. First it was Jacob, and then it was...
You have
Alex.
the best...
Hello, are you still alive? Hello? Hello? Other Alex?
Yes.
No, not you, the other Alex. What? Okay, we're just gonna continue.
Okay.
And stay on track, people. Stay on track. We gotta finish this podcast. So, that movie, enjoyable, good. The blah blah blah. So, Alvin and the Chipmunks didn't much care for it. Sonic movie didn't much care for it. Pixels, I've never really watched Pixels. I just heard it was just kind of.
I enjoyed it because watching Pixels, if you're like grew up playing those games, it's very nostalgic. Now, I can get how there's like some points in the movie where it's you either get bored with it or you just don't like it, but I think all in all, it's a decent movie. It's not great, but it's a pretty decent movie. It's very nostalgic for kids who like grew up playing those games.
Yeah. And like I just named off a few, and like it doesn't mean I dislike Pixels, it just means that those are really there haven't been that many video game adaptation movies made throughout, the past while. And it's just not a very large market. Like a lot of the times it's usually like movies get video game adaptations instead of the other way around. And there's this thing where it's like video game movies, they're harder to produce than regular movies. And the reason is because whenever you have a video game, you have a fan base and in a whole different entertainment group. And whenever you transition over to the screen, it's not like a book that's easily adaptable to everyone. It's a movie, and you're gonna have new fans coming in, you're gonna have old fans coming in, and you're gonna have to please both of them. And if you don't, one side is going to be happy, one side is going to be unhappy, or just both are going to be unhappy, or both can be happy in some rare cases. And you just got to hit that fine line, that margin. Otherwise, it's just going to go boom, like that. So, So video game movies just they're hard to do. It just takes the right amount of skill and adaptation to do. And yeah. So video game movies, they're cursed. They're cursed. You see. So I wanna, and then there's one more movie that I wanted to talk about, which is, of course, the movie that I keep bugging Alex about, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Which, if you do not know, it has an official release date now. They finished filming, and it has an official release date for October 27th of this year.
Well, now I have to watch it, because that's my birthday month. Now I have to see if it's good or not.
Don't worry, we'll go. And, it's been a while since I did the first episode of my talk show with Brighter Chip, and we talked about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and we showed off a bunch of the casting and stuff, and there wasn't, like, a lot of information surrounding the movie. But now, we've had multiple new pieces of information about the movie. We haven't had a new trailer yet, but we have had a new poster, which I believe I showed it to you, Alex, and, I think so.
They haven't given a trailer for it yet, and it's coming out in October?
No, they have not. I assume they'll come out with a trailer like this month or maybe next month, so at least I hope so. But yeah, they've already finished filming.
Confirmed for that movie?
What?
Was Willem Dafoe ever confirmed for that movie?
No, Willem Dafoe was never confirmed for that movie. I have no idea where people got that from, but no, Shaggy is now William Afton. So, although to be fair, Matthew Lillard, which is the guy who plays Shaggy, he has had experience in horror movies because, as I said in my previous talk show episode, he did play the main antagonist in the older Scream movies, which, I hope he'll do a good job because of that. He's had experience with this sort of thing, so. But,
well, that'll be very interesting if they have a Scream antagonist in it.
Yeah.
Because, like, original Scream movies, people have said are, like, the best ones.
Yeah. And so with the FNAF movie coming out in October, there has been some newer news with the FNAF movie. For instance, a bunch of content creators like Dawko and 8-Bit Ryan, unfortunately not Markiplier, but many YouTubers who are involved with Five Nights at Freddy's were invited by Scott Cawthon to go down to Louisiana and tour the movie set. And they got to meet the film crew, they got to meet the cast, they got to meet Scott himself. And apparently, from what I heard, Dawko was going to be publishing a full-on video of his experience on the movie set whenever the time is right, because I'm sure they don't want, stuff getting out right now, but apparently he got to hug Freddy Fazbear. He said that the animatronics very good, which I expected because it was the Jim Henson Company who was making them, and they've been responsible for, these amazing puppets. They've been responsible for the Dark Crystal. They've been responsible for the props in Star Wars. Overall, really good company. I expected a greatness from them, and Dawko said they delivered. So, really excited by the looks of it. And they got to go inside the pizzeria. Said it was really good, and they're big FNAF fans. So, I'm taking their word for it.
Not invited. He is the king of FNAF.
Although, Markiplier might be in the movie.
Wait, really?
So, Markiplier made an announcement. This is still unconfirmed, but Markiplier made an announcement that he was going to be doing a movie or something like that. And some people speculated that it might be a cameo within the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. But
didn't he make a documentary with his mom in South Korea? About the family? Was that the movie he was talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't know if that was the documentary or the movie that he's talking about.
Because I know his documentary, where was it? Did he say he went to the No, not the Grammys. What is it? Where do you go whenever your movie does really well?
The Oscars.
I think he went to the Oscars. I think, maybe. I know he was talking about it whenever he played Choo Choo Charles.
Yeah.
I know he talked about it. That may not be it, but I don't know.
So let me go look. There it is, the IMDb page. Wait. Oh, that's just a fan-made trailer. I thought they had released a trailer for real. Ah. But yeah. Oh, they have an official... I don't know if that's an official poster or not, but let me look through the catalog. Yes, that is an official poster. So let me just go on ahead and screen share this with you all. If it'll let me.
Think they'll have Matt Pat in the new movie?
I mean, maybe. There we go. Alright. Now you can view my screen. So yeah, here is the brand new Five Nights at Freddy's movie poster. At least I believe this is it. This is on the official IMDb page.
I really want a trailer. I want to see a trailer to this movie.
I want to see a trailer as well. And based on this poster, I think this is just CGI by the looks of it. This doesn't look like the actual costumes. But from what I've seen of the original, or from what I've seen of the costumes myself, it does look very...
It's very good.
They made Blumhouse, and Blumhouse is notorious for making really good low-budget horror movies.
Yes, I believe they made the newer, oh my gosh, the newer Halloween movie, I think? Something like that? Which...
Look it up what they've made.
Yeah, let me, But we have a bunch of voice actors here. Mike, William, but then... This timeline is really weird because we have Vanessa here, which if you don't know who Vanessa is, she's one of the main villains in Security Breach, which... That wouldn't make sense. Then we have another female villain, unnamed. Then we have a bunch of these random people like Max, Abby, Carl, Hank, Kim, Ghost, well, we know who the ghosts are, but we have a bunch of these random unnamed people up here. Or just named people, but I've never really... Like, these names don't ring a bell at all in the series. And some people are just unnamed, which brings a question. And then we have another guy who's Freddy's security guard. That's a new one. And, yeah, it's just like about it. Just some ghost kids, random named people, a social worker, a security guard, and, you know, the three main characters, I assume. So we don't have too much on characters, just, like, random names that don't ring a bell at all in the series. But, I don't know. I mean, they could be totally new characters that we have never, ever, ever heard about before. Because, like, Abby, she was shown off in one of the teaser images where she was, like, with Freddy looking at the pizzeria. I mean, it's emphasized that she's, like, either a ghost kid or one of the main characters. So, I mean, and Abby... Don't really know who she is.
They could have named some of the kids from the mini-games you get.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, they could, but technically they already have names. I believe the girl from the original, like, murder victims, I think the girl was named Susie. And we have multiple girl characters listed here, so... I mean, or they could be just, like, little things, like extras at the pizzeria or something like that. But, I don't know. Only time will tell what they have planned for the movie.
Have they released a casting list for the movie yet?
They haven't released a full list, but on IMDb, like I didn't show it, but like on IMDb, they have some of the actors named. But like some of them are just named like female villain and social worker and night guard and stuff like that. So it's very vague sometimes. Like it's very vague right now, and I'm sure they'll release more. Like whenever I first did my talk show, they had like, I think they had like 10 or 11 actors on the IMDb page, and now they have like 18 or 19, I think. Don't quote me on that. I know I just looked at the page, but I can't remember how many they had. But you get the point. They're gonna continue to release us information, and they're gonna keep on telling us, you know, what the heck is up. So
So according to Google, William Afton is being played by Matthew Lillard.
yes,
Which we know who Matthew Lillard is. He is the voice actor for Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
yes.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Matthew Lillard was actually the murder guy, the main antagonist in the old Scream movies. So, I mean, he's had experience in horror before. Despite how hilarious it is that Shaggy is William Afton.
Okay.
So, I mean, as much as I would have loved to see Willem Dafoe Purple Guy, because he can nail the laugh. I'm sure he could have nailed it. I think Matthew Lillard will do just as good.
I don't know. I think we needed Willem Dafoe.
Yeah, you gotta get that.
I feel like to help this movie get like people's attention I think they need one star name in this movie. Like, I get that's probably Matthew Lillard, but like a really big name to like interest people who have no idea what Five Nights at Freddy's is.
Yeah. Let me go check out the FNAF movie updates Twitter.
I feel like if people watch the movie and they have no clue what Five Nights at Freddy's is, they're just gonna be very confused.
Yeah. I'm sure it won't be. I am like immediately sure that it will not be as popular as the Mario movie, because like, despite how big Five Nights at Freddy's the fan base is, I mean, I'm sure it'll do good. Like, a lot of people will go to the movies to see it, including me. But
I think a big
still, you know, I don't think it'll do as good as the Mario movie, just because there are more people who would go to watch the Mario movie.
yeah.
There's
Well,
no marketing for Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
I mean, if they get the marketing right, the marketing is probably going to be a big piece of it. I mean, like, if they market this movie right, then, like, who knows? This movie might do even better. It just depends, because, like, right now, we have very little information out there. Like, most of it is just leaks and screenshots. And, I mean, that's, like, it. Oh, yeah, and, one of the bigger pieces of news is that the Five Nights at Freddy's movie is going to be movies. Plural. There's going to be 3 of them. It's going to be a trilogy.
like the book.
Yes, and where this comes from is Matthew Lillard was doing an interview, and this wasn't to do with the FNAF movie. I think it was just like, I forgot what it was, but the guy brought up the FNAF movie, and Matthew Lillard says he signed a 3-picture deal with Blumhouse Studios. And a 3-picture deal means basically they're gonna make 3 movies with Matthew Lillard. So, I mean...
Is that 3 FNAF movies, or is he just doing 2 other movies besides the FNAF one?
Yeah.
He didn't... See, the thing is, you would think, oh my... Well, this could be random, this could be any other movie. But he specifically brought this up whenever the Five Nights at Freddy's... Whenever they were talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Which, I don't know, he didn't specifically say it was the FNAF movies, but I think it's alluded that it was the FNAF movies. And Scott's original plan was to make it 3 movies, like have a movie for the first game, the second game, and the third game. Because, in the FNAF community, it's known that Scott Cawthon was originally planning to end the series by the 3rd game, but then he decided to go to the 4th game, and then he decided to go to the 5th game, and then he decided to go to the 6th game, and, you know, so on and so forth. So...
I bet the next FNAF game doesn't get much viewers because of how much of a flop Security Breach was.
Yeah, like... Security Breach really shook the fan base. Financially, though, it wasn't really a flop. Like, financially, they made a lot of money off of it. Sales and stuff.
Content-wise, it was a flop.
Yeah. And so, with the Ruin DLC, this is a very sensitive time right now. If the movie fails, and the DLC fails, it's gonna be it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah,
But if
Security Breach didn't feel like a FNAF game.
Oh no. Like the only thing that really went for it were besides the voice acting, which the voice acting was good, were the visuals, which were pleasing to the eye, which FNAF is not necessarily known for, which being pleasing to the eye isn't really a great thing to be in a horror game or a horror movie, because like think about it. If you had Michael Myers, which location will look scarier? Like a dark alleyway that's all dirty and stuff, or like a glowy, shiny neon area with everything is like smooth and stylized? Like, which area would be scarier?
I think Michael Myers could make either one scary, because if Michael Myers just shows up, I fear take hold of you.
And for the
Dark Alley would be better for Michael Myers.
Yeah. And I'm not saying, like, FNAF isn't like Michael Myers, but whenever you've had the past games in, like, dark, dirty pizzerias, like, even Sister Location, even though it was, like, it leaned into the techie sci-fi side a little bit more, like, it was shiny and stuff, it still had that dark, claustrophobic atmosphere that Five Nights at Freddy's is known for. But whenever you have Security Breach and you have this huge open world with like all this neon and bright colors and stuff like that, it's good. It's nice to look at, but for horror, it's not that good.
It also didn't help that the game was super glitchy from the get-go, even after postponing it for such a long time. Like if you watch MatPat or Markiplier's game throughs of it, remember MatPat made it to the final boss fight against Afton. It glitched out and took him like 5 hours to get it done.
Yep. Like, even Markiplier's computer had trouble running the game whenever they turned on ray tracing. And we're talking about Markiplier here. How does Markiplier have trouble running a game? How? And you're marketing this to the public for $40? $40. That's like a AAA price tag, and you're giving out a game that not even Markiplier can run properly at whatever settings. Like, and like soft locking the game, it's a little bit harder now with the bug fixes and stuff, which, I mean, they did a lot to fix the game, and I appreciate that. But you can still soft lock yourself. And it was super easy back then to like get in a place that you couldn't get out of, and then you'd have to restart. And if you didn't save, good luck. You're gonna be restarting over and over and over again. So Security Breach, it was a disappointment, because like the early teaser trailers and stuff like that, it was promising, honestly, very promising, but it just disappointed me because there was potential there. There was some serious potential, and they botched it.
Steel Wolves really have to change up what they do with this next game if they want to bring the fans back into the fan base community.
Yeah, and this is what's been happening all over the indie horror game community. The only horror game, like modern horror game, that I have felt has been a true like classic for me was Bendy and the Dark Revival. I played through that game, and that game is like twice as good as Security. It's like 10 times as good as Security Breach, 20 times as good as Poppy Playtime. They really delivered on that game. Despite what the commentary community on YouTube said, like, oh my gosh, Joey Drew Studios is getting sued, they're never gonna come out with that game. They've been postponing it for too long. Guess what? They came out with it like a few weeks later, and it was really good. And I'm kind of sad that not a lot of people talk about it a ton anymore. It's just kind of... It had its time in popularity, but then it just kind of went along. And...
Yeah, I feel like
go on.
between the first Bendy game and the Dark Revival, there's too big of a time gap. because I really liked the Bendy games. It had a great art style, and it was actually a horror game. But between whenever the first game came out and Dark Revival, a lot of time passed.
Yeah. Yeah, the original Bendy game, it was a little bit convoluted. There was a little bit of stuff, like a bunch of people were calling it like a walking simulator and stuff like that, which their ideas weren't ungrounded. Like, I replayed it and it was a little bit boring. But Bendy and the Dark Revival fixed those issues, and I think it did a great job with the story and clearing up how the story worked, and the characters, the voice acting, the graphics were... It had the same style, but it was improved from the last game. They just, like, they nailed it on pretty much every single aspect. And the best part? No bugs! No glitches! So... yeah, Bendy and the Dark Revival did good. I can't say the same thing about Poppy Playtime, though. Where to begin with Poppy Playtime? It's
Poppy
like...
Playtime is a lot of money for not much content.
Yeah. And Poppy Playtime in the beginning, it was just a $5 tech demo for, like, a thing that you could finish in 30 minutes. Like, wasn't that much content. And then they did Chapter 2, which just, like, wasn't scary. And then they released NFTs. They had an NFT scandal because they were hiding lore behind a paywall. And then they released school merchandise for Poppy Playtime. Kids, don't buy that, or you will get bullied in school. Do not buy Poppy Playtime school wear, supplies, or you will get bullied. I'm warning you. But when I remember seeing the post that they made for the Poppy Playtime school supplies, and I was just like, you're joking. What? I was just like, oh my gosh, that was so stupid in my mind to see Poppy Playtime releasing school merch. It was just...
Do we know whenever Choo Choo Charles 2 comes out?
No, we do not. And I have actually not... I've not played Choo Choo Charles, but from what I heard, it's good.
Choo Choo Charles?
Yeah.
Yes, Choo Choo Charles. But, and then Poppy Playtime decided they gained, like, a mass following of children because, like, the guys who produced the game are also Minecraft animators, and they make, like, Minecraft animations and stuff for based on, like, FNAF and Bendy and whatever, and it's like garbage, and I want to set it on fire. But but so they do that, and then they have a massive child following. And Poppy Playtime in the beginning, it wasn't that bad, but then they just decided, like, I don't know, because, like, they've been releasing these VHS videos, and, like, one got age restricted because it showed mauled people and mauled animals and stuff like that. And, yeah, Poppy Playtime, it's like, it was like stupid cash grab, and then they just decide to go, oh, let's turn the disturbing knob all the way up. And I'm just like, what? Pick a genre. Pick an age rating. What are you doing, Poppy Playtime? And I don't know. Poppy Playtime is just... it's confusing. It's very confusing. So, in short, Poppy Playtime, pick a stupid age demographic. You can't, like, package up something for children, like make school supplies, but at the same time, just, like, go full in disturbing. I don't think that's how you're supposed to play the game. Which, I mean, I don't know. They're just kind of wonky. Let's just say that. And, yeah, Markiplier played it, and apparently they're gonna release Chapter 3 at some point, which... I don't really care. I played the first chapter because they made it free. I'm not paying them any money. But they made the second chapter $10, which I don't think that's still worth it at all. So, I don't know. Alright, now, we've come to the final section of this talk show. A question! we kind of drift off topic, but I want to ask all of my co-hosts a simple question, which, it's just a question. Alright. If you could have one video game franchise make a movie, which one would it be? And if they've already made a movie, how did that go? Alex?
I would probably want an Assassin's Creed movie. But they already made one, but it's really bad. So I want them to make an actual good Assassin's Creed movie.
Yeah.
Because I played a couple of the games. I think I would want them to make a game more like a movie based on the fourth game, because it's actual Assassin's Creed, not like the two newer ones that I played, which strayed very far away from normal Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
I would really want a movie based on the fourth game, because I think that would be interesting, because it's based on pirates, so I think pirates just never go out of fashion.
Yeah. If I were to choose a franchise that I would want to make a movie, I mean, oh my gosh, that's actually a tough question for me.
But aren't you already getting it? Because isn't it FNAF?
I mean, FNAF would be one, but besides FNAF, I would definitely want, either a Portal movie or a Half-Life movie. I would want one of those.
I think a Portal movie is really good.
Yeah, like, have you ever seen any Portal 2, Alex?
I think I played it with you. I think we played a little bit of Portal 2.
Or was that Half-Life? Was it VR?
The VR was Half-Life.
Yeah, VR was Half-Life, Alex. Yeah,
we did
Portal.
play a little.
So, yeah, like, Valve, they have considered making video game movies before, and honestly, Valve, great company, like, all of their video games have gone on to be super well esteemed. They have won many Game of the Year awards, and overall, I think there's only one, really big flop that Valve has ever had, and that's the Dota card game, which people did not like that one. Like, whenever they premiered the Dota card game, which, if you ever heard of the video game series Dota, it's very popular. I think it's kind of like League of Legends. I could be wrong. I've never played the game myself, but it's really popular. A bunch of people were really excited at this premiere, and then the title screen came on, and then it was Dota, the card game, and then the crowd just went, oh... Like, you could hear the horror, like, the sad emotions emanating from the crowd. They were so disappointed, but, yeah, we don't talk about that game. We don't talk about that. So, for Valve, I think they could pull it off, and generally, like, make a good series, like how Microsoft pulled off, well, sort of pulled off the Halo series. I haven't heard much about that one, as of late.
Seen the Halo series. It's not full. The action sequences are like the game, where like there's a couple of scenes where it gives you the first person shooter thing, like Halo, but it doesn't really stay 100% true to it, because in the show Master Chief takes his helmet off a lot, and he's not supposed to do that apparently. I haven't played any of the games. It's just from what I've heard about the show.
I just heard there was some drama surrounding Cortana as well. Or something about how she looked or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, honestly, summary of today's talk show episode. Video games...
You forgot to ask Fife.
Oh, right, Fife. What video game series would you have adapted to a movie?
there? I don't know. like he has
He's deafened.
Oh, I see.
Do you think we should wait?
I mean, I guess.
Editor me, speed this footage up by 1,000%, please.
You really need an editor, man.
Yes, I do. Like, I mean, I can edit videos, but I just don't have the time. Hey, buddy, do you want to edit my videos?
Do you want to have sucky videos?
Okay,
Is
then.
it so, guy?
I'll have to look around then. I've been thinking about it. I've just been trying to find someone because, I mean, I have the recording software, I have the image editing software for thumbnails, and I have Thumbnail Maker. I just don't have the person who has the time to, like, you know, I can just send them the file, just like, here, edit this. And
You
they're
need to
just
find.
I'll hire Lixian.
Yeah, hire him from Markiplier.
I'll steal him from Markiplier. It's just like, edit this.
Dude, what if you end up in a fight with Markiplier over Lixian?
That would be that'd be interesting.
Responded to that email you sent him?
No, no, he is not. I wish he had responded to my email, but meh.
Send him another one. See if he responds. Because now you actually have a YouTube channel.
I
He'll
finally
take-
have a following.
Yeah, he'll take you seriously now.
You sure?
Yes.
I'll make an entire live stream dedicated to trying to get Markiplier's attention. That would be interesting. But maybe, just maybe, whenever I become a big famous YouTuber, one day I'll get to meet Markiplier.
It will be a great day.
You know, my dream is to have all of the YouTubers who I grew up with, like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, Dawko, everyone, sign a poster that I can hang on my wall, and I can just display and be like, I am so proud.
What poster would it be?
I don't know, actually. I mean, I have a few posters. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 in here.
From what
3 of them are
you said-
FNAF.
From what the YouTubers you've told me, all of them have played FNAF, so maybe do a FNAF poster.
Yeah. I'd also like to get a poster of all of Team Fortress 2's voice actors, which they did do that on Streamily, which is that one site where you can, like, order actors' autographs. But
Yeah,
the
you told me
yeah, but the poster was $200 for all of them signing it, and I was just like, nope.
Dude, I just need 2 paychecks and I could have bought that.
I don't have a job yet, and whenever I do get a job, I'll have to exclude payments so I can buy new games that I can make content with. Which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I have an announcement to make here. Most likely for the channel's anniversary, I will be opening up a Game Raiders merchandise store for the special anniversary of the Game Raiders. I'll probably be putting out a few items like the Screaming Alex blanket or something.
Buy it. Buy it.
I have yet to decide what exclusive stuff I'll have on sale. It'll most likely be on sale for a few days at most, and then it'll be gone forever. So,
No.
yes! Exclusive merchandise! So if you want to support the channel and see me buy some new games and play them here on the channel, think about ordering some stuff whenever the time comes in November. I know it's a long ways away, but I just wanted to point that out. So,
Noah, I have an idea.
yes.
YouTube Shorts. A lot of dumb kids. A lot of subscribers there to be made. Monetization. Monetization brings money.
Yes.
Like, realistically, there's a lot of people getting rich off of YouTube Shorts because little kids just subscribe to a channel as soon as they see it.
Yes, they
Right.
do. I mean, how do you think I got my 600 subscribers?
That's true.
Just
Subscribers?
kidding. What?
You have 600 subscribers?
No, correction, I have 637.
Oh, dude, you did a lot in the month that I was MIA from YouTube.
Yeah, wait. How many did I have whenever you went off of YouTube?
I remember you only had like 137 a few months ago.
Yeah, you only had like 130 something whenever I left. You were like at 140, 160 whenever I got off of YouTube.
Yeah, I hit 200, and then one of my shorts exploded. It has 90,000 views right now, which is almost 100,000 views. And yeah, I got a lot of new people coming in. And I've been doing collabs with like Brighter Chip, who's also a streamer, so I've been getting stuff like that. I might be getting some sponsorship offers as well, which
That's crazy.
I know, it's awesome. Although I can't do a YouTube I can't do a YouTube membership program until I'm 18. Unless I lie. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm like 100 something on YouTube. I think I'm fine.
Before we end the video, Fife, question. If you
What?
could choose one video game series to make a video game movie, what would it be? And why?
It'd have to be a game that has a lot of story packed into it.
Yeah, my pick was Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, my pick was either Portal or Half-Life.
Call of Duty.
Yes.
Specifically Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, because those are the two COD games I think have the most like story element behind them.
Yeah.
I don't know, Black Ops 3 has a lot of story behind it.
Which one?
Black Ops 3.
No, Black Ops 1 and 2, because they're the OGs.
I don't know.
Or the OG Black Ops games.
Story with it.
'Cause I haven't played many of the games before Black Ops 1 and 2 besides Advanced Warfare, so...
You should really check out Black Ops 3. It's really good.
I might have to take a peek at it.
Yeah, you should.
Is it on
Probably
Steam?
cheap now. Let me check if it's on Steam.
I mean,
Because,
I have
like,
it.
I
Borrow it
mean,
for-
I like the Call of Duty games, but I've never really played many of them just because, like, they've like put out so many of them. I've just lost track, honestly, at this point.
I think there's like at least 14 games out. Maybe.
There's quite a few of the really old games.
Yeah. See, but the problem with Call of Duty, it's super addictive. Because, like, I finished a Call of Duty game in 3 hours. It's really addictive.
Yeah.
Halo is also another good one to maybe turn into a movie.
Yeah. I mean, they turned it into a show, but, you know.
We don't talk about that.
Oh, do you not like it?
I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it wasn't that good.
I mean, I really only saw the first episode, or the first 2 episodes. The only thing it really has going for it is fight sequences. That's the only thing it really has going for it. The acting isn't really great. The effects aren't that great. I mean, it's okay. It's not the best that you could do for a Halo show. But the only thing it really has going for it is action sequences.
Didn't Resident Evil get a show?
Yes.
It's a movie.
For a movie,
It's a
yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It was on Netflix for a short time, I think.
I'm pretty sure it still is on Netflix.
I heard it wasn't very good. At least that's what I heard. I don't know if it was any good or not, the Resident Evil movie. I don't know.
Although, I will watch it and I'll let you know if it's good or not.
Alright. Do you think this is a good spot to end the show?
Yeah.
Alright. Sounds extraordinarily good. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching the video. I am a pleasure to be joined here by my 3 and fourth host who has disappeared, Alex, the other Alex, and Jacob, who died a long time ago. So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't yet, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. All that good stuff. Really appreciate it. Helps me out a ton. And don't forget to give these guys a round of applause in the comments below. Woo!
If you don't give me a round of applause, I'm gonna find you.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Mr. Mike. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.
Goodbye.